Hey everybody, how's it going? And welcome back to Copper Jacket TV. Yesterday, we actually had some movement in Rhode V Bonta, which is a challenge to California's ammunition background check. Now, this movement, this change that happened is both good news and bad news. We're going to talk about both of those just a second. This channel is proud to be sponsored by the USCCA, which is one of the best memberships you could ever have in your wallet. I've been a member for 6 years now. With the USCCA membership, you get self-defense liability insurance, which takes care of you after an event. You also get specialized online education, training, reciprocity maps, and so much more. So check out the USCCA down below. Let's get started. So again, we're talking about the challenge to California's ammunition background check, which has turned out to be an absolute nightmare, a really big headache for people in California. Not just for the fact that they have to undergo a background check just to get ammunition, but for the fact that there are so many false positives. I still get emails to this day from people who say that they were denied their ammunition for reasons that are unknown to them. Sometimes it ends up being the spelling of their name, or the fact that they don't have a real ID, or the fact that somebody else has the same name as them. Whatever the case is, something comes back and people aren't able to get what they want. And that's been happening since the very, very beginning. That's why on April 23rd of 2020, Judge Roger T. Benitez placed an injunction against that law. Now, only 2 days later, there was a stay placed on that injunction after the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals took a look at things and granted that emergency stay to California. So that's pretty much where it's been this whole time. There's been a lot of different briefs filed and information that's been submitted and a lot of different documents and stuff, but really we're still stuck on that original stay, which basically left the law in place. And that's until yesterday when we got an order from the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals to vacate and remand this case back down to the district court level and Judge Roger T. Benitez. So what does that mean? Well, let's just read the order. It's only one short paragraph, and then we'll talk about what this means. So it says, the District Court's April 23rd, 2020 preliminary injunction order is vacated, and this case is remanded to the District Court for further proceedings consistent with the United States Supreme Court's decision in NYS RPA v. Bruen. Then it talks about how the parties should bear the expenses, etc. Judge Bonta dissents from this order, and the order is vacated and remanded. Okay, so what does all that mean? Well, to vacate and remand basically means that they vacated the previous order. They basically overturned that order, they eliminated that order, and they remanded it, basically sent it back down to the previous court that came up with that order, which is the district court. So this case is going back down to Judge Roger T. Benitez, who is going to hear it now in light of Bruen. So this happened primarily because of Attorney General Bonta. Bonta asked that they have more time to get historians and prepare their case in light of Bruen, and they needed more time and more discovery, and they wanted the case vacated and remanded so that they could basically start over with all of the new information that they're going to get. Now, like I said before, this is both good news and bad news. The bad news is that California got what they wanted. They wanted a delay in this case, and they got that by sending it from the Ninth Circuit back down to the district court level, which puts that delay on this case. They want this case to go for as long as possible because as of right now, the law stands, and as long as they can keep it kind of wrapped up in court, they believe that it will still stand. And so again, it's just another delay tactic by sending it back down to the district level. But the good news is that with that preliminary injunction overturned or vacated, the stay is no longer relevant to this case either. So they've both been basically wiped away. Now, having it back down to Judge Roger T. Benitez, he can actually issue another preliminary injunction in this case. But will the state get their emergency stay this time with the new procedures that the Ninth Circuit has to follow? So there's a larger burden of proof, and I'm not sure if the state would get the stay that they got last time. So it's possible if Judge Benitez does issue another injunction, which is very likely, that injunction could actually stand. Because here's the thing, Judge Benitez already used the approach that was mandated by Bruen in his original order back in April of 2020. He used text as informed by history and tradition. That's how he came up with his order saying that the background check is unconstitutional and that it was having so many problems that people were being deprived of their rights. So he's already used this approach. Sending it back down to him isn't going to change anything. Telling him to look at it in light of Bruen doesn't change him at all. It only changes the Ninth Circuit, who was using the two-step approach, which is something different. So I believe we're going to have the same outcome from the district court level It's going to go back up now to the Ninth Circuit, and the Ninth Circuit's going to have to use text as informed by history and tradition. They're going to have to use that. And again, there's no precedent back in history to say that something like this has ever stood or would stand back then. And so I think that California is working on a losing case here. They may have won in their stall tactic by sending it down to the district level, but all in all, I think it's going to come out to the same outcome. So we're facing, I think, some pretty big overturns of California gun control laws coming up here very soon. Probably early next year, you're going to see a lot of changes in California, and that's something to be excited about. So I wanted to let you know about that. That just happened yesterday. It was vacated and remanded, and now we'll see where it goes from here, but there's going to be some more briefs and different things that need to be filed, and we'll follow this one really closely. So I want to thank you all very much for watching. Losing my voice again. You guys have a great day.